This freaking week, guys. Ugh. Just when I think it can't get any worse, it does. Oh well. What is up, guys? I got Monday's upload for you all. It is another PO battle that I found on the Smokin server. And it is against this guy who is known as BusterArm. If you can't already tell by the team preview, it is a UU battle. So, looking at the teams, we're both pretty evenly matched. The only really big issues I'm seeing there are the Lilligant. Well, actually, no, not really the Lilligant, because I can handle that with magnets on. Really just the Cabalion and the Porygon 2. The Porygon 2 simply because I can't really, like, it's just so bulky, and the only really thing I can have that can, like, actually one-hit KO it, maybe, is a Azumarill. Other than that, I'm going to have a hell of a time trying to take down that thing. And also, the Cabalion is kind of a threat, because if Jolteon dies, and if Jolteon and Tornadus both die, and he gets a setup, he could probably just tear out my entire team, and that would not be good. So yeah, but anyway, I think that is enough rambling out of me. I believe let's get the battle rocking and rolling, shall we? Alright, so he's going to lead off with his Uxie as I lead off with my own. I'm going to set up the Rain Dance. I do have the Damp Rock on this thing, just for good measure. Unfortunately, he does knock it off, which is kind of a bummer now. However, that's fine, because he goes for the Stealth Rocks, I go for my own Stealth Rocks. Boom, we got both our Stealth Rocks up. Pretty nice, pretty nice. He's going to go for another knockoff. Not really sure why exactly. I think we're taking a switch. So I'm just going to U-turn out, bring in my Jolteon, promptly named Hand Banana. If you guys watch Aqua Unit Patrol Squad 1. And so I'm just going to slam him with a Thunder, which does, a pretty moderate chunk, not going to lie. Unfortunately, he does have the knockoff, which does get rid of my choice specs, which, kind of an issue, I guess, maybe sort of, kind of. But he brings in Porygon 2, which is actually, in my opinion, the best counter to Jolteon in the entire UU metagame, simply because it can Trace Volt Absorb, meaning that it will dodge the stab and also absorb its second strongest move, which is generally to be Shadow Ball. So he's going to Toxic my Azumarill as I bring in on the switch. Unfortunately, he's going to switch out, bring in his Cofagrigus as I go for the Superpower, which is actually, pretty good. Yeah, had I gone for the Waterfall, it could have been a lot worse, but what can you do? So I switch in, bring in my Uxie once more, knowing that I believe, I got one more turn of Rain left going on. So he's just going to go for the straight up for the Will-O-Wisp, and Rain goes away. So pretty much what I got to do now is reset the Rain Dance once more, simply because I need the Rain up at all times if I want to handle this team somewhat well. Unfortunately, because he does have the Hex, which, I think is a pretty good combo, Burn and Hex, but yeah, because he does have the Hex, that does a lot of damage and is able to take me out. So I bring in Magneton, I gotta get caught up here. I bring in Magneton, and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. I substitute up. So I'm just going to pretty much just Charge Beam up. I get the special attack roll, which is really nice. Magneton with the Violet is pretty nice, I'm not going to lie. And as you can tell by the damage U-turn did, it didn't even break my sub. So I'm going to go for another Charge Beam and take him out with a crit. Now, I don't really know whether or not this crit mattered or not, simply because Magneton has a pretty good special attack stat. This is modest mech special attack. But because this Charge Beam and it does have a relatively low base, I don't know. But anyway, that's fine. Works a lot in my favor. So he brings in his Azumarill, and he is going to break myself, but I'm just going to take it out with a Thunder. And he brings in Lilligant now, and Lilligant's just going to go for the Sleep Powder, which is pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, actually, no, not at all. What am I talking about? Jeez. So, unfortunately, I am asleep now, which is kind of a bummer, so I'm going to bring in Squirbles, the Death Dealer. And he's going to go for the Quiver Dance, which, I don't know, I think just as long as he doesn't have the HP Rock, I should be able to handle this thing relatively well. And judging by the fact that he swaps out, it appears that he doesn't, so that's pretty nice. So I'm going to have my Tornadus go for the Hurricane. Unfortunately, I do miss, and I don't want to keep him in on the P2, so I'm going to bring Magneton back in as he goes for the Ice Beam, knowing that I can resist both the Bolt Beam coverage, thanks to me being a Steel and Electric type, as he brings in Lilligant once more. I'm still asleep, which is kind of a bummer. Well, it's a huge bummer. I really don't like how sleep turns don't reset after you bring him in. But anyway, I bring Jolteon back in. He's going to go for an HP. I didn't really ask him which hidden power he was running. I want to say it's probably Fire, but I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, he switches out as he brings in Uxie as I go for the I go for the HP Ice, my mistake. Yeah, so he's going to bring in P2 once more. Again, I know for a fact that I cannot handle this thing whatsoever, so I'm going to bring in a Azumarill once more. And I think he's going to go for the Ice Beam, and I think what I do here is go for the Waterfall, if I'm not mistaken. I hope maybe sort of, kind of. Well, he's going to bring in this Cofagrigus. Yeah, this is the part. Okay. Yeah, I go for the Waterfall, which, does a pretty good chunk. However, it's an issue because, well, Azumarill's ability just became Mummy, which means it pretty much set me on par as the equivalent of having a burn on this thing. making it pretty much useless now. So pretty much I'm just going to keep Azumarill in to die, just lay some damage down while I still have a chance. I'm going to go for the waterfall, and I get so close to killing it. I get so close, but he has 3% and he goes for the rest, which sucks. So now I'm down with my Azumarill, so I got to bring in Scrambles the Death Dealer once more. And yeah, so I'm going to go slam that thing with a Hurricane. Actually, no, I'm going to set up the rain first and then slam it with a Hurricane. Unfortunately, it does not kill the P2, which is a bummer and a half, and he's going to kill me off with a Discharge, which is a bummer, because there goes one of my really hard-hitting special attackers. But thankfully, I still got Kingdra waiting in the wings, and Kingdra is such a monster in the rain, you have no idea. I can completely understand as to why this thing was banned, why Drizzle Swim was banned. Anyway, Kindra's in. Just gonna slam the P2 with a waterfall, and then I'm just gonna start dragging anything up as the little gang comes in. I know for a fact that even if he does get those speed raises, I can still outspeed it thanks to the Swift Swim and all that jazz. So pretty much, I believe I just set up one. I just set up one Dragon Dance because I know that's all I need, and I just slam that thing with the Outrage. My rain stops, but that's fine because I know I can pretty much outspeed the rest of his team with this. The only thing left is this Kefagrigus, which is actually a really annoying thing, to be honest. So he's asleep, which is pretty nice. Well, he's still asleep, which is pretty cool, I guess, maybe, sort of, kind of. I'm going to, unfortunately, hit myself in Confusion, as he does lose a second turn of sleep. Had I not hit myself in Confusion, this battle would be over, and it would be a lot less close than what it turned out to be. So anyway, Jolteon comes back in. I'm going to slam with the Shadow Ball. Unfortunately, because I'm not Specs anymore, Kefagrigus is going to wake up, and he's going to slam me with that Hex. And, you know, this part I'm kind of sweating a little bit, because if Magneton doesn't wake up, I might lose, so I'm pretty scared at the moment. So I'm hoping to myself, okay, can it really just let me wake up this turn, please? But I don't. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, moment of truth. If I wake up right here, I can win, and I do, and I slam with the Charge Beam, and that is good game, BusterArm. If you enjoyed this video, you can rate, comment, subscribe, and this is Infinite Trials here saying peace out, yo, and have a good one.